Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, while Ethereum is forming this pattern and Bitcoin is still running into this resistance, we're seeing a new signal flash, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, as I'm recording this video, the daily Bitcoin MACD is moving closer towards a bullish cross. In fact, at this rate, from what we've seen over the last few days, if this continues, then perhaps in the next 1 to 2 days, we could see a bullish cross again here in the daily Bitcoin MACD. And if you're simply looking at the last few times this has happened, this has coincided with another move to the upside in the larger bullish trend. So obviously, as of right now, as I've been saying every day this entire time, we are still within a larger bullish trend on the daily Bitcoin chart. But of course, within this larger bullish trend, we can see shorter term bearish price action, which is what we have seen over the last 1 to 2 weeks or so. But more recently, over the last few days, clearly we've seen a recovery out of that short term bearish price action. And soon we are potentially about to see some more confirmation signals pointing towards a continuation in the larger bullish trend, as in setting up for another leg to the upside. But at least for now, we still need to wait to see that extra confirmation, like that bullish cross in the MACD, for example, or just as important, a breakout in the price action back above this resistance and ideally above this high, close to $31,000. So on the daily time frame, not a lot has changed over the last 1 day, but if you're zooming into the shorter term here on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, right now as I'm recording this video, the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI is on the edge of this line of support. So right now we are really at a critical moment where the price will either break above this resistance or the RSI is about to break below this line of support. So this is really a decision time for the price of Bitcoin, at least in the short term. And basically, if we end up seeing a break to the downside in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI, that would be a short-term bearish signal, basically telling us that we are losing some of this short-term bullish momentum. And instead, in that case, we would likely see another rejection from this descending line of resistance, which would likely push the price of Bitcoin at least down to this area of support, which we did see a bounce from over the last 1 day. And this area of support is sitting in between around 28.7k to 29k. But in a more bearish scenario, if we actually see more bearish confirmation signals, then in that case, we have this area of support down here at around 27.5k to 27.8k. But if we end up seeing the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI hold above this ascending line of support over the coming hours, maybe over the next 1 to 2 days, and therefore continue the short-term bullish momentum, then in that case, we would likely see a break above this line of resistance. And if that happens, if we actually see that bullish confirmation signal breaking out above around 29.5k to 29.6k, which is where this resistance is currently sitting at, then in that case, a breakout above that level would set up a technical price target at this local high, which is sitting just underneath $31,000. And as I explained in my last video, this is because of 2 different reasons. First of all, we already have confirmed resistance at that price level just underneath $31,000 where we saw that rejection. But on top of that, this pattern could be seen as a bump and run reversal pattern because we have the lead-in phase, the bump phase, and we simply need to see a breakout above this descending line of resistance in order to confirm the run phase. And the technical price target for that pattern would be the beginning of the lead-in phase, which is this local high. So once again, very soon we're going to see some sort of major decision here in the short term, either a break above this resistance or a break to the downside in the RSI. And basically, we just need to wait to actually see that confirmation signal in order to expect the next movement in the price of Bitcoin. And obviously, I've already laid out the technical price targets that I'll be watching no matter what direction the price takes here. And believe it or not, no matter what direction the price takes, whether we break bullish or we see another retracement, either way, you can make money in this move with either long positions or short positions. And if you want to know more about that, then stick around to the end of this video to find out more. But anyway, right now we are seeing a signal flash, which is of course the funding rates now flipping back into the negative again. In fact, if you're looking at the Bitcoin funding rates on a lot of these exchanges, these are starting to flip towards the negative, and the same can be said for some of these other coins on some of these exchanges, which basically means a lot of the traders out there trading on the derivatives market are trying to short Bitcoin and short these other coins where the funding rates are in the negative. And usually when a lot of the market is trying to short something, like shorting Bitcoin, for example, that could potentially lead to a short squeeze. And usually the more negative these funding rates go, the higher chance there is of a short squeeze actually happening. And this is because when the funding rates are negative, the traders that are trading with short positions have to pay a fee, which is this funding rate, to the long positions. But on the flip side, when the funding rate is positive, the long positions have to pay that as a fee to the short positions. So right now, with the funding rate flipping back into the negative, this simply incentivizes more shorts to be closed and more longs to be opened, which adds buying pressure to the market. Because of course, when a long position opens, that's just like buying Bitcoin, for example, it adds that buying pressure straight away when the position is opened. And at the same time, when a short position is closed, that also adds buying pressure to the market, because when you close a short position, you have to buy back in to cover that position. So that is why negative funding rates is seen as a bullish thing for markets. And once again, the more negative these go, the more bullish that is, the more likely we are about to see some sort of short squeeze, which is essentially what we saw back here. So for this reason, if we do end up seeing a confirmed breakout above this resistance, we could end up seeing quite a decent move to the upside, perhaps a volatile movement like this. But remember, we still need to wait for some confirmation, like an actual confirmed breakout above this resistance, which as of recording this video, we have not yet seen. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily time frame. And like I said earlier for Bitcoin, not much has happened here on the daily time frame over the last 1 day. So of course, we're still in a larger bullish trend, but as of right now, we have not yet seen a lot of confirmation to actually confirm the next significant leg to the upside within this bullish trend. And now if you're zooming into the shorter term, this is on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart. And right now the price of ETH is still chopping around in this sideways price range in between this support and resistance. First of all, this area of support is sitting in between around 1830 to 1850, and this resistance is sitting in between around 1920 to 1950. And basically, if we end up seeing a confirmed break back below this area of support, then in that case, the next area of support is sitting in between around 1.7k to around 1720. But if we see a confirmed break above this resistance, then in that case, I'll be targeting this local high, which is sitting at around 2.1k approximately. And as for the short-term trend, as of right now, the momentum is still more bullish than bearish. Of course, we still have this bullish divergence currently active on the chart. And so this obviously means we are more likely to see bullish price action in the short term than bearish price action, at least as of right now. But with that being said, if by some chance we end up seeing a rejection come back down towards around 1.8k and then break back below 1.8k, as I said in my last video, that could complete this head and shoulders pattern, which is currently forming. And obviously, so far, we already have the left shoulder and the head that has formed for this pattern. But right now, we are in the middle of forming this possible right shoulder. But once again, in order to actually confirm this pattern, we need to see a dump back down towards around 1.8k, and then we need to see a confirmed break back below 1.8k at some time within the next 1 day or so, because otherwise, if we take too long here to actually confirm this, then that would simply invalidate the formation phase for this pattern. So at least as of right now, this is technically a pattern that is forming, but it is not yet confirmed and not yet active. So at least for now, it's something to pay attention to, but it's not something to act on as of right now. But But if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto with long positions, short positions, and other strategies, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to long or short any crypto, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money in a choppy sideways price range. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.